putting your hand that close to the spider is making me get goosebumps on my arm. It is making me feel a certain type of way.
Australia lost a war to emus.
Hello, Chaos Cats. This is Leahkitties, the Necromata VTuber. And today we are going to be reacting to more videos of MoreParz. Thank you so much for all the love on my last reaction video. It means a lot to me. If you enjoyed this video, please be sure to like and subscribe, and also follow my Twitch channel if you enjoyed live streams, because I'm live nearly every single day. Let's get into the video and enjoy!
Wombats defend themselves by throwing it back.
What?
But to understand how the fuck they actually do it, you're going to need to learn a little bit about them
Wombats
first.
look
you see,
so
Australia
cute.
is home to 3 species of these bad boys. All of them equally adorable and very
They're
importantly,
so cute.
all being burrowers, meaning they dig out a nice little hole for themselves.
They
and
do
family
it
to
with
live
their
in
back
because, like
legs.
the rest of us, they can't afford a fucking house in
No!
this economy, man. They go to around 1.3
poor
meters in
babies.
length, but despite being small, they are built like fucking tanks.
Really?
Weighing in at a chunky ass 35 kilos, but just
Huh? I always thought wombats were like cute little creatures. Maybe like, I don't know, a small dog. They look way more like a pig or like a big groundhog. I mean, I've never seen one in person before, but they're still super cute. I can't believe they burrow backwards with their booty. That's so funny.
despite their weight, I shit you not, they have a
Yeah?
top speed of 40k an hour.
Ah! Speedy
Now,
Wombat!
the fact that they can nearly get booked in a school zone, coupled with them being a tank-class marsupial, forms the start of their defense strategy.
Oh my
You see, a fun
gosh.
fact about wombat anatomy is they spec all their defense points
Oh, that's
into
so
their ass.
cute.
Rather than having fat and muscle, a wombat's cheeks are made out of 4
Oh
thick
my
plates
gosh.
of fused cartilage, making it
They have big booty cheeks and they use it to fight in a burrow. That's so funny. Cartilage too, so it's gotta be pretty hard and pretty heavy on.
extremely solid. And this Kevlar BBL allows for the fucking
Oh my
funniest
gosh.
defense mechanism I have ever seen on an animal. Basically, it'll stick its head in and start trying to dig him out. In response, the wombat will line his ass up with the tunnel door,
No way.
chuck the gear shifter into reverse,
No,
and fucking
no way.
floor it backwards up the tunnel into its aggressor, slamming his ass into its head. The impact
What?
then squashes the predator between his steel cheeks
Oh
and the
my-
roof of the burrow. Straight up crushing
No.
its skull like
What?
a Mortal Kombat fatality. Okay.
I didn't know they were that strong. I thought they were just, I don't know, cute little guys. I didn't know they were cute little guys with a booty that could do that. Oh my gosh, what? You're kidding? Oh, they're not cute little guys like I thought if you're trying to get into their burrow, but I'll probably do the same if somebody random tried to enter my house.
Cannot make this shit up. Australia lost a war to emus.
Huh?
But how? How the
How?
f did we lose an armed conflict with
Armed
flightless
conflict?
birds? Well, it all started
How
in
does that begin in the
1932
first
when farmers in
place?
Western Australia wanted to grow wheat. There was just one major problem.
Is that the farmer from like Wallace and Gromit? I used to love that show growing up. Why were they fighting? What? How? What? I have so many questions.
Well, that's emu territory. And
Yeah.
emus really like wheat. And coming in at 6 foot tall and 40
That's
kilos
so
in weight, they can eat a lot of it.
big.
So when breeding season came
Whoa.
around, the emus migrated through the farmland.
Yeah.
And these poor farmers were overwhelmed by a tyrannid swarm
What?
of man-sized poultry. 20,000 emus strong.
20,000?
These feathered tanks then proceeded to
What?
completely f***ing steamroll through the fences into the field
Oh
and
my
started laying waste to
gosh.
the wheat. The farmers attempted to fight back the initial
You're
wave
kidding.
with rifle fire, but their efforts were, putting it lightly,
Really?
completely useless. This ginormous L made the farmers pretty bloody angry,
Oh
so
my-
they gathered together and went to the government to ask for help. Yes, sir.
I can't believe, how did that not, get the emus to go away? Were they just determined for wheat? Were they just craving wheat so badly? They were like, no, we're gonna revolt. We want wheat. I can't believe the farmers had to go to the government. That's how bad it was.
Yes. And so the government declared the emus enemies of the state and sent in the army to commence
Enemies
the
of
Great
the
Emu War.
state?
The entire 7th Heavy Artillery Division was deployed to WA, armed with 2 LMGs, 10,000 rounds, and the sole objective to blast anything with feathers. A little bit excessive for an
That
overgrown
is
turkey,
really
if you ask me. And
excessive.
upon their first deployment, the army immediately ran into a major problem.
Yeah?
Emus are fast.
Are they? I didn't think they'd be quick because, they're like so large. I just thought they'd be like a chicken and kind of like, bob away.
Really fast, clocking a top speed of 50 kilometers an hour, which meant that once they opened fire, the emus would immediately bolt out of range of their weapons. But
whoa! Watching them run doesn't feel real. You can see like the jiggle of the feathers.
still took a crack at it, and then immediately stopped when both LMGs jammed after only dropping 12 emus. This embarrassment led the army to retreat and
Only
rethink
12?
their plan. So a few weeks later they returned, this time mounting the LMGs on trucks in an attempt to run the birds down.
What?
However, this...
Listen, am I just being silly? Can't they just, I don't know, get some wheat and put it in a field and like contain some of them? I don't know, 20,000. How do you end up with 20,000 emus in the first place, unchecked? Like, how does this occur?
also didn't work, because after figuring out that those trucks meant they were about to be turned into a KFC family bucket, the emus started leaving scout birds who would warn the...
It looks so funny with the binoculars to its head.
block of the approaching trucks, which gave them all enough time to book it before the army even got
They're
there.
clever.
And whenever they did catch the emus, they found out they were kind of... Because emus are mostly
invincible.
feathers, and there's a lot of places you can hit on them without doing any damage.
What?
Meaning it was taking around 10 bullets for every one bird.
What?
So after a month of blood, sweat, tears, and 10,000 rounds of ammunition, the army managed to bring down 960.
Out of 2,000. Wait, no, it wasn't 2,000. It was 20,000. Oh, so I just want to know, how come they're invincible? They just want wheat, man. How are they going to reach a peace treaty with the emus? I always get confused between emus and ostriches? Ostriches? Those.
The population was 20,000. This was an issue as,
That
unlike
is not
America, our defense
good.
budget is not a bottomless pit. So the army had wasted all that money to achieve absolutely all. So the government just kind of built a really long, really shit fence around the farms and called it a day.
Yeah.
How the did we lose this? I could have done a better job with a
They
boomerang
lost it
and a cricket bat.
horribly.
Kangaroos can and will beat you up.
What?
That's right, just because it's not venomous doesn't mean it can't knock you on your...
I thought they were cute little guys. Why am I learning that everything I thought was a cute little guy in Australia is not a cute little guy, and in fact it will beat me up and try to kill me? I just thought, with the little Joey in the pouch, they were just like sweet little things, almost like a big bunny.
Ass, and Australia's most iconic marsupial can do just that.
Like, look!
Because they are
Never mind.
way bigger than you think they are.
Really?
With our biggest species of roe coming in at a ridiculous 2.8 meters in
Huh?
length. And with the iconic hop, they've got a vertical jump
That's so
of 3
cute.
meters. I mean, honestly, with a stat spread like that, they don't belong in the outback, they belong on a f***ing NBA court.
The thing is, right, I've seen... what are the mini kangaroos? I forget what they're called. Like, the little kangaroos, like the little baby ones. It's like, not a kangaroo, but tiny. I'm trying to think of what they're called. Oh my goodness. Those. They're so sweet and gentle and cute, and I thought kangaroos will like them. Apparently not. They're 9 foot tall. What? What? Who? How did they evolve like that? How did they become that?
If that wasn't enough, they're also built like tanks, weighing in at a full 90 kilos of roid-raging rabbit
so
muscle.
muscly?
And being able to move way faster than anything that heavy has any right to. Pegging the speedo at a max of 70k an hour. Meaning if you make them...
What's so funny is they don't run, they just stop. I don't know why that's so silly. So you're telling me they're 9 foot tall, they can go 40 kilometers an hour, they're super muscly. I don't know if I want to meet a kangaroo anymore.
Angry, a juiced up rat the size of a small car is going to run your ass down and beat the brakes off you. And I'm not kidding when I say they really will rock your shit, because roos are professional kickboxers, with males routinely fighting MMA to win female attention. When they fight, kangaroos will lean back on their tails as a stable.
Imagine just living in Australia, you know, because this just looks like a street. Imagine looking out of your window in the morning and being like, wow, what a beautiful morning. I can hear the birds chirping, and you just see these 2 kangaroos absolutely fighting each other, and you're just like, ah, yes, another day in Australia.
And immediately start scratching and kicking the ever-loving out of one another. And those kicks have enough force to crack bone. And as if getting drop-kicked by a muscled marsupial wasn't bad enough, they also for some reason have the same bite force as a grizzly bear. Because why not? Now, even with all of this, there are still animals stupid enough to view a roo as lunch. Which brings me to the most terrifying thing that they do. When threatened, kangaroos will hop into a body of water and wait for whatever is shaped.
No, that looks so scary. Imagine just looking into water and you'd see that. I would be so freaked out. I would be like, what the hell is that? No wonder why people believe in like all of these, you know, sea monsters. Like, if I saw that, I thought it would be a sea monster too.
Chasing them to follow them in. Once the predator enters the water, the kangaroo will wrap its arms around their neck and just straight up drown them. What the man? I share a country.
He has to be joking. He has to be joking. That can't be real. You go. I would be scared to go swimming anywhere in Australia. Like, what do you mean they're just waiting for you, lurking in the water, and will try and drown you at any point? I'm good. I'm good, actually.
Psychopathic tren rats.
Oh!
Touching this plant will put you in the hospital.
I'm dying.
This is the Gimpy Gimpy. I have been assaulted by a cow. One of the cows is called Monty, and he's an adolescent. This bird has to rearrange its organs and skeleton just to lay an egg.
What?
This cute little guy is the kiwi bird.
I love kiwis. I remember I was telling my mom about kiwis a few days ago, and she was like, what? The fruit? And I was like, no, there's a bird called a kiwi. And she was like, what? And she never heard of it in all of her like years of life. And when I showed her one, she was like, it looks like a dinosaur. And I was like, yeah, they look so cool, right? They're just so sick. And I think they're the national bird of like New Zealand or something. I'm not sure. It could be wrong. But they're just so cool. Like, look at that. I can't believe we're alive at the same time as this cool little guy. I just love it.
A species of ratite native to New Zealand this time. And the absolute poster child for getting cucked by evolution. You see, this walking featherball is actually
like
directly related to the emu, ostrich, and cassowary, being a member of the same family of flightless birds. However, there is a problem. You see, the rest of the kiwis' bloodline actually looked up a build guide before picking their stat spread, and as such made sure to trade the whole flying thing for something useful.
They tried.
All his cousins specking into speed, size, and some kind of offensive capability. So that leaves the question,
Kiwi's such
what
a
did
little
Kiwi
guy
pick to make up for not flying? Absolutely nothing. Kiwis are tiny in comparison to their relatives, coming thinking they're only 4 kilos in weight and 50 centimeters tall.
I
This
would
is
love
because
to have
kiwis
one as a
evolved largely
pet.
on an island with no natural predators, so they downsized and traded out the knife feet and bloodlust for just being a little guy with a good attitude. Which honestly worked pretty well for them until the British did British things, and now they have to deal with cats and dogs trying to eat them. And considering this build was not designed for PvP, they have been clapped so hard by invasive species that they are now unfortunately an endangered animal.
Really?
But getting shafted by the British is just the beginning of the generational violation of the kiwi. Because these poor feathered fruits can't even reproduce without getting f***ed over. You see,
What?
the kiwi bird's cousins are famous for laying huge eggs.
Oh
I'm
my
talking
gosh,
hit your
that's
protein
huge.
macros in one meal-sized eggs. And you would think that is because they are large. And you would be wrong. Because their
What?
vertically challenged cousins have to lay eggs the same size.
What?
A kiwi bird
That's
lays
like the
eggs
size of a
20%
kiwi.
the size of their body. With the egg being so bloody large, it rearranges their internal organs and stretches their rib cage.
That is
just to be able to
crazy.
hold the thing. For reference, that is like a human giving birth to a 15-kilo child. That's not a bun in the oven.
Oh my gosh, I never knew that about kiwis. No wonder they're going extinct. Like, I wouldn't want to give birth to either if I was a kiwi. That's so scary. Oh my goodness.
Anymore. That's a whole f***ing bakery. I ate lunch with a wild lizard.
Huh?
You see, before I made videos, I worked as a handyman,
Huh?
and one day a client asked me to do some brush cutting because their lawn was, putting it lightly, completely f***ed.
Yeah?
So I'm taming a miniaturized version of the Amazon jungle, and I see something that nearly gives me a heart attack. A big lump of scales slithering through the brush about 2 steps
Not a
ahead of me. Being
snake!
Australian, I immediately assumed it was a snake.
Yeah,
which
I
is a
would
problem,
too.
Because the only 2 snakes in my home state are highly venomous and
Oh.
extremely aggressive.
Oh my god.
So
Wait,
I immediately
I
stopped.
didn't know snakes look that scary. What? Wait, I need to... I had no idea snakes looked so creepy before. Oh my god, if I saw something coming at me like that, I would freak out. That is terrifying. Oh my goodness.
Aggressive. So I immediately stopped what I was doing, backed the up,
Yeah,
and got ready to call in the snake
I would
catcher to
too.
relocate the angry hospital noodle.
Help me.
However, while
Noodle?
dialing the number, I noticed something. That was kind of too fat to be a snake, and it hadn't tried to eat me yet. So, being the poster child for why women live longer than
No,
men,
don't use-
I waddled back over for a closer look, and I found this little guy.
Oh my
This is a blue-tongue lizard, and they're
gosh.
actually pretty cool. Native to
It's so
Australia, these bad boys are
cute.
basically a tubby skink, but as the name suggests, they have a bright blue neon tongue. Now, I
Really?
couldn't just leave this distinguished gentleman in harm's way, so I yoinked him and began looking for a place to relocate him away from where I was working.
Aw.
However, during the relocation process,
He's
this
so
cute little man proceeded to
cute.
cuddle up to my shirt and fall
That's
asleep,
so
and did not
sweet.
particularly appreciate me trying to move him from his resting place. So, considering it was the middle of the day, I just said,
Yeah.
"Fuck it," called a lunch break, and proceeded to sit in the sun eating a chicken sandwich while Godzilla's little cousin took a nap
That's so
on my shirt. He
sweet.
sat with me for my entire 30-minute lunch break without
Oh
me
my
holding him. However,
goodness.
unfortunately, I was only halfway through my workday, so after I wrapped up lunch, I had to say goodbye. I very delicately removed my new scaled
Oh,
friend
the
from my
friend
shirt and
had
released
to
him back
go.
into the wild.
Alrighty, big fella.
He's so fat.
See you, friend.
Oh, he's so
I think this
cute.
incident legally qualifies me as the first Australian Disney princess. There was a big-ass huntsman that used to live in my house, and I'm gonna be honest, dude, I kind of just let him hang out.
He ain't
What?
small. I'll tell you that much.
You just let him hang out? You just let him hang out? Putting your hand that close to the spider is making me get goosebumps on my arm. It is making me feel a certain type of way. I don't mind spiders if they're little, if they're like tiny little spiders, you know, not an issue. It's when they start to become buff, when it looks like they've been training, when it looks like they've been, bench pressing or whatever people do at the gym. Yeah, that's when I have an issue. That's when I have an issue. And this? No, I'm good.
There's a huntsman, and they do. Ooh.
I was quite happy to let him just chill because I never saw a mosquito or a fly in that house. So he was paying rent in his own way.
Well,
you know.
No.
This animal will peel your face off like a banana.
What? Isn't that a kangaroo? Not a kangaroo! Not a kangaroo! Isn't that a koala? Sorry, my brain is still on kangaroos. No, isn't that a koala? I thought koalas were cute too. I'm learning a lot of disturbing facts about animals that I thought were really cute up until now.
Introducing the one creature that strikes fear into the hearts of every Aussie. The infamous, terrifying drop bear. A species of predatory marsupial.
I remember I was away at school. Like, you know how schools have like trips that you go on? I was on one of those trips and we were going through some like thick mud in the middle of the forest, and they were like, be careful of drop bears, and they were Australian, the leaders of the group, and we were all like, what are drop bears? We were all looking up, trying to find out what it was. And we were expecting these like scary creatures that were gonna come down. Bear in mind, I'm from England, so I don't think we'd have any there. But they told us later what they were. So I am aware of what a drop bear is, but I don't think there'd be any in England. At least not in the middle of the British countryside.
Feel exclusive to the land down under. This genuine nightmare may seem pretty normal at first, closely resembling the koala bear, and that is by design. You see, the drop bear is an ambush predator, patrolling the branches of the eucalyptus tree and using their keen sense of smell to detect incoming prey. And once they can smell you approaching, they will position themselves in the leaves of the trees, being basically impossible to spot unless you're actively looking for them.
It's just a cute little fuzzy guy.
You're automatically going to assume it's a koala. And that
It's just a
assumption
cute
is
fuzzy
probably going to
guy.
be the last mistake you make, because walking under these things is inviting the most painful death you can think of. Once you've walked in the range, the drop bear will launch itself from a tree and aim
as to what these
directly for
are
your
from a young age.
Small animals will often be clapped on impact as the 20-kilo drop bear launches itself out of the tree so fast that it snaps their spine. And they're the lucky ones, because once they make contact with your head,
I just know
drop
we
bears
had
will
fun
immediately
making
puncture
this
your
video.
scalp with their foreclaws and latch on like a fuzzy little face hugger.
How did they get
Once firmly
photos
attached
of
to your skull,
koalas
the drop
looking
bear will
so
start
scary?
to kick out your eyes with its hind claws in an attempt to blind you. And while they are forcing you to cosplay Daredevil, they will be tearing into your face with their fangs like a fucking chainsaw.
Oh my god.
The attacks are so vicious, most human victims end up being completely scalped and having their faces removed.
Oh
and
my
even if you manage to pull them off in the
gosh.
initial assault, those claws contain a potent neurotoxin which will
If
paralyze
you didn't
in
know
under
about
5 minutes,
this, you'd
allowing
be terrified
you
to ever
run
go
you
to
down and eat you alive.
Australia.
Australia loses roughly 600 people per year to drop bear attacks. So if you want to survive your trip
Not
down
the
under,
grave.
I have a secret to share with you about the drop bear. And that secret is that all of this is complete
It's
and
fake.
utter bullshit. Drop bears aren't real. I made it all up. April Fool's cunt. This jellyfish is basically a time bomb.
Huh?
Introducing the Leahkitties,
Huh?
a species of jellyfish native to the northern waters of the land down under, and
Yeah.
possibly my least favourite animal
Not Caleb.
in the entire ocean, because it is just a massive, spiteful cunt. Well, massive is misleading, as this little guy is tiny. I mean,
I love how no matter how evil something is, no matter if it's like, you know, something that's gonna instantly kill you, it'll still be referred to a little guy if it's tiny.
ridiculously small. Being not much bigger than your
Tiny.
fingernail at the head and basically
it is a little
completely
guy.
fucking invisible to the naked eye.
Huh?
This is a fairly major problem, because behind that halo
Yeah.
cloak frame they are dragging 3-foot-long tentacles and shocking
Huh?
absolutely no one.
Say the line.
It is one of the most venomous jellyfish
Venomous!
in the ocean.
Yay!
I'm so fucking tired of the stealth poison multi-classes on OCE servers, dude. This shit is broken. You see, those 3-foot tentacles are covered with tiny little barbs, and at the barest touch, they will literally propel themselves into your skin like a bullet and inject you with the Australia Special, a pina colada cocktail of various neurotoxins. And upon being injected, you will feel absolutely nothing. You'll keep swimming around, splashing about in the water, kissing the homies, until you are overcome with a sudden, severe feeling of impending dread. I mean the kind of dread that will have you hysterically screaming that you are about to die. I am gonna die! I'm gonna die! That's because the invisible cunt here does psychic damage, inflicting a condition known as Irukandji syndrome, which starts with a feeling of impending doom so strong there are records of people asking to be, avoiding a ban here, forcibly disconnected from God's Minecraft server. And that feeling of doom is warranted because about 30 minutes after being stunned, that biological bomb goes off, with the venom initially causing extreme pain throughout your entire body. And after making you feel like a failed isekai protagonist, venom then spikes your blood pressure and heart rate through the roof, which can cause heart attacks, blood clots, and has even been recorded to cause...
Why? Where do these, like, jellyfish come from? Are they just in, the sea? At, like, the beach? Or do you have to go, like, further? How does this occur?
Brain hemorrhages.
And the f***ed up part is, it doesn't have an anti-venom.
This thing sneak attacks you, waits 30 minutes, sends you a private DM telling you it got your ass, and there is not a f***ing thing you can do about it.
I don't like it.
Toxic
I don't like that. Nope.
Get drunk.
Huh?
But why? Well,
They
you
get
see,
drunk?
the dolphin is by far and away the smartest animal in the ocean. In fact,
Big
they're actually
brain.
the second smartest thing on the
Look
planet,
at them
just
spinning.
behind you and me. This means they are smart enough to understand that the ideal
Big
way to spend your
brain.
night is more plastered than Chad and Max on your average Cold Ones episode.
Oh my gosh. They can get
There is just one problem.
drunk.
Last I checked, there's no bottle O in Bikini Bottom. So how does a dolphin get fired for all? Simple.
Ow.
They abuse pufferfish. You see, due to the lack of underwater alcohol, dolphins need to find other ways to get their fix, which is where SpongeBob's driving instructor comes in. You see, pufferfish contain this really
Is
cool
that so
and
cute? Pufferfish is so cute. Whenever I play Stardew Valley, I always get pufferfish because they're so adorable. They're just cute little guys. No.
really not dangerous substance called tetrodotoxin. What is tetrodotoxin? It's only one of the most potent natural neurotoxins on the fucking planet.
Why is it always
will freeze your heart and
neurotoxins?
lungs in under an hour with a tiny dose, and it's the reason why cooking a pufferfish requires a dexterity check. So
I
you
don't
don't,
know why you'd
hit
want
the
to
poison
eat
gland
one.
and
It's
get
not
yourself
worth
relieved.
it. It's not worth it.
Now, puffers carry this as a defense mechanism as poison accumulates in their organs and skin. Why is that important? Well, you see, I kind of lied. Dolphins don't get drunk. They get high on neurotoxin.
¿Quieres?
Pods of dolphins will bully pufferfish until they inflate, then partake in a literal puff-puff pass. By lightly squeezing the puffer in their mouth, they receive a small dose of neurotoxin, which has enough
they don't hurt it.
allowing Flipper here to trip balls before passing the unhappy basketball onto the next
Unhappy
submarine
basketball.
stoner. Flipper and friends saw the deadliest neurotoxin on the planet and said, "Fuck it, let me try some of that." Australia has a straight-up Pokemon.
I'm so cute.
Introducing the brushtail possum. More specifically, the
so
golden
cute.
brushtail possum. Native to the land down under and one of the rare examples of an Australian animal that isn't expressly designed to DoorDash you straight to heaven. You see, the brushtail is one of a grand total of 23 species of Australian possum, which, despite the name, share absolutely no relation to the red-blooded American opossum. These adorable little marsupials come in all shapes and sizes.
I thought the possums and opossums were the same thing. Because, I haven't really seen any of them before, but I know they're really, really loved in America. But I prefer these little guys. They're so cute.
From the ringtail possum to the sugar glider.
Oh, sugar
and to our protagonist
glider!
here, the golden brushtail, which is really just a common brushtail possum with a rare genetic mutation called leucism that causes them to lose the pigment in their skin. So basically, it's a fucking shiny Pokemon. Coming in at around 4.5 kilos and 40 centimeters in length, these tree-dwelling marsupials are nocturnal and primarily herbivores, mainly consisting
Primarily?
of leaves
What's he
and
mean
fruit. And for
primarily?
added cute points, as marsupials, yes, they carry around their babies in a little pouch like their roided out cousin the kangaroo. However, come on, the thing is from Australia, you didn't really think these bad boys would be squeaky clean, did ya? You
They have to
they aren't
be.
entirely herbivores. Sure, they love a good salad. They will also quite happily raid a bird's nest and turn Tweety's kids into a 3-egg omelette.
Oh my
Roadkill?
gosh.
Just because it's not a venomous predator doesn't mean it can't take your fucking finger off. And the
What?
cherry on top, Aussie Pikachu here doesn't go Pika Pika. No, you see, Down Under doesn't have Pokemon trainers, because when you step into the tall grass out here, you hear this absolute fucking demon.
Thank you so much for watching today's video. I really appreciate your support. Please be sure to like, subscribe, and comment what you want me to react to next. Please be sure to follow my Twitch channel too, where I live stream bunches and bunches. Have a wonderful rest of your day, and remember, Kitty loves you. Bye bye.